Good morning, or actually good afternoon now, my trippy hippies. It is Tammy coming to you live today from my office, a little later than normal as far as the time goes, but it's been one of those weekends where I am literally, and as the title of this says, power versus force, I'm literally going with the flow and trying not to force anything. So I would like, this is way more fun with friends, and I know I'm going live a little later, but if you could say hello and tell me where you're watching from, and then drop us a grateful fed in the comments when you jump on here. Be like Heather, good afternoon from Toledo, Ohio. Say hello and tell us where you're watching from. And then drop us a grateful fed in the comments right after that. Thank you, Heather. We're so glad you're here today. Thanks for tuning in. As you can tell, I've got on my It's Fall, y'all. My first day of fall, first weekend of fall shirt. And I am sitting in my office here at 12:30. I came in the office about 11, got the order put in for this week. We've got a very busy week going on for home, for Grateful Fed Catering Company, the Sugar Magnolia. And I'm going to be solo this week because Red is going to be out of town for a buyer show until he's going to be up in Cleveland, Ohio. Good afternoon, Melanie. It's a long time no see. I've been thinking about you this week. You've been on my mind actually a lot, and I'm glad that you tuned in today. Um, a lot of things are going on. I know that some of y'all noticed I was out sick this week, Wednesday. I left early on Tuesday and went to a memorial service for my parents' best friend, a very, very dear friend of the family. I've considered them my godparents my entire life. And my dad's very best friend, Tommy Perkins, passed away last week and unexpectedly. And so we went to the service on Tuesday night, and my intention was to come in late on Wednesday after the funeral. I woke up Wednesday with a fever, not feeling the best. Good morning from the airplane getting ready to land in Atlanta. Okay, you on Wi-Fi? Uh, and thank you, Melanie. I appreciate that. It's interesting. I'm going to get into that today. It's kind of weird. I told my sister, I was like, I feel like ever since my mom passed away, that like any other funeral I've been able to handle really well because I don't know, you know what I mean? Spot where the party is at. I love it. I love it. I don't know. And so, I was kind of had my composure, and I appreciate the condolences, but we're going to send love to the family. And it's always I don't know. It's always a very, hard thing. I hurt as much for the family as the person who's gone, they're not on this plane anymore. They're in love and light land. They're fine. My heart hurts for the people left behind because of the hole that the love you can't give that person leaves on a heart. But I know we've all experienced loss, and I'm not getting into that today. I don't have the composure to do that today. And interestingly enough, I really didn't know what I was going to talk about today. I woke up Wednesday not feeling great, and the rest of the week, I felt better. I also am on like day umpteen thousand of I'm on another round of antibiotics for the Rocky Mountain spotted fever. So I kind of chalked it up Wednesday morning to like maybe it's finally like getting this out of me. I'm just dealing with the repercussions of it. But I took Wednesday, and the reason I'm talking about this is only because of what Wednesday I truly 100% did nothing. That was the first time in, I really don't know, right? When the last time I just did nothing. I got in my chair. I watched a bunch of Disney Plus movies. Like, I'm a guilty pleasure. I love a good Disney cartoon, or Disney animated, like real life, not animated anymore. So I watched Elemental. I think I watched Little Mermaid. Um, I watched some Netflix documentaries. I laid in my chair. I played on my phone. I tried to really unplug my brain as best I could. Yeah, I feel like I look better. I was like, I feel I look like I feel better. I do feel better. I'm still dealing with some things, and having that time to just rest um really showed me that I need to make more time to take a rest, and that working through um the emotions surrounding why I don't rest, right? And that's what today is about, right? Power versus force and choices that we make in life, right? And I came this morning into the shop, and I have just kind of felt this weird energy. And I know that it's me. Like, I know it. We always say there's a lot of chaos before big things happen. And we've got a lot of projects right now that are in the works that are kind of big things. And I'm not going to go into any of those things because I've been MIA for a reason. And there's some things that are happening behind the scenes that need to stay behind the scenes. When you say, I don't have time, right? That's when you need it to rest the most. Yeah. And and I'll say this, I appreciate that. And that's exactly what our message was last week, right? The card said, like, if you can't take 10 minutes to meditate or do something for self-care, then take an hour, right? Remember, the card last week kind of told us that was going to happen. So I didn't take my 10 minutes, so I had to take an entire day, right? But there are a lot of things in the world that are happening, and I stay MIA because I can't share everything with everybody. Some things are just not meant to be shared all the time, right? Some things you have to keep them close to your vest. And it's interesting because today is a lot about the cards. I'm going to talk about this today. I came in this morning not sure where to go with the message. I've been doing a lot of soul searching this week, kind of like trying to put things in priorities into places and to raise the vibration to this next place. I took care of crossing some T's and dotting some I's this week, right? Anybody ever been in that place where you've like started like, okay, everything I needed to take care of, I kind of just did. And a lot of it for me was financial baggage, right? And I'll share that with you. A lot of things for me were financial baggage. Um, that everyone needs to know everything, right? And so when I come here and I share things with you all, I tell you all the time, I am as authentic as my food. Part of the reason I believe that I've been a success is because not only have um, I've been very much an open book about this process. This has been like my personal therapy, journal, support system. I utilize my social media, number one, to let y'all know what's happening, but also to very much share, because through this whole journey, the thing that has been laid upon me is that sharing is caring. That when your mess becomes your message, right? That's what this is about. And things don't happen to you, they happen through you. And the power of one, right? My whole mission has always been about going out every day and making the world better for one other human being, even if some days that person has to be you. We talk about it all the time. But my goal is always to say, I share my struggles, and I share some things that maybe other people wouldn't share, that are very personal, about bankruptcy and death and loss and weight and ego and all these things that I've gone through. But I want people to see that, people talk to me, and I talk to people, and I get messages and things, and they're like, it must be nice, and you don't understand what I'm going through. You don't live my life. And you're right, I don't live your life, but I live life. And what you see with all the things here, there's a million, and I try to share that with you all to let you know that every single person watching me, regardless of where you are in this exact moment, you have the ability to claim and to work and have the life that you dream of, the life that you desire, the life that you say you want to manifest, right? And that looks different for everybody. And when I say that, that is not about a work, that is not about that is about you being able to say, um, you know, and to me, the thing is this: my ultimate goal is joy, is to be happy, and to be joyful and to be safe and secure. And that is the thing that I want to see in the world, right? No matter what it is you want to do, that is your decision. But what the thing is that if we are all happy and we are all secure and we are all safe and we are all joyful, then the vibration of the world lifts and the world doesn't look like it looks now, right? But so many of us have been in this. I talked about it the other week, right? Um, so many of us are living in the new world with an old soul versus being in the new, are living in the old world with a new soul. We need to now bring the world up to everyone having this new soul and this new kind of being. But so many of you are trapped in the monotony of the pessimist and trying to force things to happen and being out of flow and being mad at things and being jaded and not living in your truth yet, right? But so many of you live in the lower vibration, or so many, not so many of you maybe, but so many people out in the world, a coworker, a partner, a child, a parent, a best friend. How many of you right now can name okay, I want you to think about this. All of us have a negative Nancy in our life, and I don't mean that if your name's Nancy, but you know what I'm saying, a Debbie Downer, party pooper Patty, whatever. We can give guys names to it too, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Names are just names. We all have that person, and if you don't have that person, is that person you? They say you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And I'm going to guarantee you the way that the world is, we all still have one of those negative Nates in our freaking world, right? And if we say up, they say down. If we say we can, they say you can't. If we say yes, they say, well, you never thought about this, right? And a lot of those people do not see themselves as that. They see themselves as realist. They see themselves as, I just tell it like it is, that kind of thing, right? But so many of us don't know what our joy looks like, that we can't stand in our power. We can't choose power over force because we're trying to make something happen, right? Probably one of my own worst, um, probably one of my own worst enemies. I hear you. I know a few. I used to be one of those, right? It's like, Glenn. Are you just calling somebody straight out, aren't you, Katie? You're like, yep, I know his name. His name is Glenn. That's who does it, right? And the famous, just trying to help. Yes, I'm just trying to help you manage your expectations, right? But here's the thing: what I'm going to tell every single person, right? Um, you have the choice every day to wake up and to choose happiness over sadness. And I promise you, you have the ability to do that. You get up and it might not be like you're genuinely happy the first day, but like I woke up and I'm like, here's the thing. I'm going to take a deep breath today. Today, I am grateful for everything. I woke up and my arm hurt. I'm like, thank you, Lord, for letting me be able to feel my body another day, to let me know that I have worked hard in this world and that my body is a reflection of the hard work that I have given to this world. Right? You can wake up every day and say, I'm going to choose to see the better side of life. I'm going to choose to make an effort to find the joy and to find the message in your mess, right? To find the message in your mess. And when I sat down on Wednesday and took a little break and I took a breath, right? I was like, why do I not allow myself rest? Why do I not allow that? I'm choosing to be busy. Whenever you say out loud, so I'm manifesting this, I don't have any time. I'm manifesting that I don't have the ability to take a break. I'm manifesting all of these things into my life that are not good things, right? Being busy is a problem to have. No, that is programming, right? Everything is already mine that is mine. I do not have to make myself exhausted to have it. Right? I have hired and put into place an amazing team of individuals who are stepping up every day and making it happen. I learned a big lesson on Wednesday about trusting and standing and understanding that I put the people in place for a reason. Let them do their job and allow them the autonomy to do the thing that I put them in charge of. And if I am going to be here overseeing it, then am I really building a legacy, or am I just, what am I doing? Right? I have a choice here, right? I have a choice to see this one way or the other. And I realized, like, why is it triggering to me to not be in the place? Why is it triggering to me to have this need, incessant need to be the busy? I'm so busy I can't, right? Why is this a thing? And this morning when I came in here, and this is something that I've been working on all week about, like, trusting and taking a breath. And the negative sayers tell me, well, nobody's going to work like you work if you're not around. Nobody's going to do this. And have you thought about this? And you're going to trust them with that. And what if this happens? And I'm like, stop. I need to not hear these words right now. But what if they, that little meme that says, what if you fail? Like, oh, my darling, well, what if I stumble? This is, what if you fly? And I had to say to my naysayers this week, and I was hearing that in my ears, like, but what if my team doesn't? What if they work harder because I'm not there and I'm not over their shoulder telling them, what have I limited their ability to get more things done? Has me wanting to come in here and chat about stuff taken away time that they would have been doing other things? Where I am the leader, and if I have to be watching my team, then I'm not a leader, right? I've not taught them, but I have, and they are amazing, and everything got done exactly like it was supposed to be done, plus more. They cut people and saved payroll. All the things worked out perfectly. So why was I so triggered, right? So when I came in this morning, like I said, and I was like, let me just kind of smudge out any negative energy in this space. So I took my liquid smudge and my feather, and I went through the building and just said, getting rid of anything that no longer serves the space, clearing out any stuck and unneeded energy. Let's make it fresh and clear. Let's start fresh for the new week. We're going to start a new month, a new quarter. October, November, and December is the last quarter of the year. We are setting an intention for that last quarter. I am excited for it. And I went to the Avalon deck, and I cleaned my cards out, and I love this deck. So I went to the Wisdom of Avalon deck this morning, and I pulled a card. I cleared the deck, put some crystal on top of here. I mean, I tell you my process is what I did. And ask for the message that I was supposed to deliver today, because I wasn't sure of the message I was supposed to deliver today. I've had a lot of messages coming in as far as like being a clear and open channel, a lot of direct guides speaking to me saying, hey, stop, go, move left, right, up, down, kind of like guidance kind of things, like think about this, think about that. So I pulled the card out, and I was like, help me to be a clear and perfect message, our channel for this message that I'm about to receive. And one of my favorite cards besides the Merlin is the High Priestess, and that's the card that I pulled out, right? That's the card that I pulled out. And then everything in my intuition said that I needed to pull a second card, because this was not the only card, that there was something that went along with this, right? So I pulled out the next card, and I was like, give me I felt like this one was talking to me again. And then I said, give me another card that will give me my message. I feel like it has a message. And then this card came out. So the Goblin and the High Priestess, right? And the Goblin and the High Priestess, each of these came out today, and I was like, oh, and then the message completely just found itself on my lips, and I went live, and here we are at this point. And this is, the Goblin is the wounded human ego, and the High Priestess is discernment, prophecy, vision, intuition, right? And when I looked at these two cards, and I was like, okay, so every day, every moment of every opportunity, choices, power versus force, this is your power card, right? Standing in your power and your intuition and your trusting and your knowing, right? Having the discernment, understanding your magic. And then this is the Goblin, which is the wounded human ego, and the thing that is the complete opposite of this, right? This is your force card, right? When you try to force things to happen, you're working out of the Goblin energy, or that the wounded human ego, right? And so this is where I was like, oh, that is what it is, right? It is still, right? We say when we know better, we do better, but it is still a piece and a part of that ego that tells me that I have to be here. There's that piece of that ego that's telling me that if I don't do it, nobody else will. That piece of that ego about not trusting and holding on to that old world mentality, that old soul mentality of got to do it myself because of the programming and the nobody doesn't like me to keep me not resting, not leaning in to I trusted my intuition to hire the people in place. How many of you right now have got something that's kind of like the angel and the devil on your shoulder? How many of you right now are going through some things in your life? And I feel like there's people out there doing that where you are talking yourself like, your intuition knows the answer, knows what it's going to take to make you happy, knows what the next step is, and you are steadfast on the angel shoulder. But that human ego, that wounded ego, those naysayers are all over here telling you why you don't deserve it, why you can't get it, why you have to do this, why you have to do that, why this is not meant for you because you're not worthy of it, right? This is the thing trying to keep you small. How many of you right now are dealing with something like that? Because I feel like I'm not the only one. So I want y'all to tell me in the comments, do you feel this way? Or can you remember a time when you did, right? Do you feel this way right now? Are you going through something right now? Or can you remember a time when you did, right? Maybe it's about leaving a job and going and taking an opportunity, right? Maybe it is about raising hand, right? Yes, yes. And then raising hand. Maybe it's, I know this is not good for me, but I'm going to do it anyhow because it's what I know. It's what keeps me safe. It's what makes me comfortable. This is what I've always done. This is how it is done. I did something this week leaning into this energy. And as soon as it was done, and it was done Friday, this energy has been eating me alive. Oh, yes, definitely have more than one thing on the table, right? I did something utilizing this energy. And how All right. All right. Sorry about that. I apologize. Uh, I've got a great big ugly ego demon. Um, Sorry, my camera messed up. I have this box that gives me enough USB cords, but obviously this thing does not work because every time I use this, something goes wrong with my camera, with my microphone, with my connection. So we're gonna leave this out. I'm back, and I lost about everybody. But as soon as I did this, energy. I leaned into my trusting. I leaned into my intuition. I leaned into, I deserve this. I can make this happen. I don't know how I'm going to make this happen, but you miss 100% of the chances you don't take. I leaned into it. I did the thing and it's done. And then as soon, as soon as this was done, the rest of the weekend has been fighting this, has been fighting the fear, right? Operating from love, operating from fear. Power versus force. I want you all to know, right, that I have a choice in this matter, right? All week long, I chose to lean into this energy, right? So this weekend, when this thing reared its head, I was like, not today, Satan, not today. I'm like, I am not going to allow fear and doubt to creep in this time, all is well, all is in divine time. If this opportunity is meant, and if I did what I could do, I'm going to do all the things I can do. If it is meant for me, it is already mine. I'm not going to force it. I'm going to do the work that it takes to make it happen, right? Because you can't just, oh, I want this opportunity, right? We talked about that last week. You have to make the changes to make it happen, right? So how did I make a micro move to not let this eat me alive, right? Every time the fear came in, I was like, let me stop that stinking thinking. Let me know the noticing of. That is the first micro move. That is the first thing to help you make a better choice, right? It's the noticing of. We would talk about the opportunity, and I would have like stinking. I was like, hang on a second. I was like, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting anxious. I was like, let me stop. My head's going into a weird place, and I literally made the micro of noticing the fear creeping in, noticing of the fear creeping in. And I was like, nope, there's nothing to be afraid of. Either it is or it isn't. And there's nothing that I can change in the next 45 seconds. If you can't change it in 30 to 45 seconds, there's no reason for it to bother you and lay on your heart, right? That's what I tell people all the time. If I can't fix this situation in the next 30 to 45 seconds, minute at the tops, if I can't fix this, if this is not something that I am able to go in and like change the whatever, then there's no reason for me to fret myself over whatever it is or to get anxious about it. I'm like, nope, it's not fixed. It's nothing. My worry is not going to fix the problem. I'm the noticing of, right? So the noticing of the stinking thinking, the questions, because, I did something pretty big and my family has been advised of it. And comments like, you're only one person. Like, somebody told me this week, don't fill your plate so full you can't eat it all. And I hear that, right? And then I see this card that says discernment and vision, and I read the card, and it's like, and this one's like, all your plans are about to go awry. And in that moment, when I read these two cards, I'm like, you know what? Not everything is meant for me. Not everything is meant for me. But not everything is meant is not some things are meant some things are meant for me, right? Not everything is meant for me, and that's okay. And the things that are not meant for me will not be mine. But the things that are meant for me, those things, I'm not afraid of those things. And the thing that stops us from getting the things that we deserve is our fear of getting them. Think about that. Most of the time when I talk to people about like what stops them from achieving their dreams or going for it, the first thing that they say all the time, I don't want to fail. My ego, I'll be embarrassed if I fail. I am so past being embarrassed if I don't get something right, because y'all have watched me fail, right? It is not the setback, it is the comeback. I have found in this moment of clarity, I'm not afraid of failing. I fail all the time. I'm afraid of success. What if it is mine? Am I worthy? How do I handle this? What happens? What does this look like? When you know better, you do better. If you would have asked me a year ago what my trigger was, what my shadow work was, it was a fear of failure. And I had a little piece of paper that says, I am allowed to fail. I did sessions upon sessions upon sessions with Carly, success and Reiki sessions and esoteric healing and heart fire energy. And we burnt out that stuck energy of fear of failure, fear of letting everybody down. And we realized I'm not afraid of failure. I have lost everything before. I tell people all the time, I have no trouble making money. I have a terrible time keeping it. I was like, but I have no trouble making it. And I am no longer claiming that energy if I have trouble keeping it. Money comes to me easily. It flows to me in unexpected and expected ways. And abundance is my birthright. I want you to claim that energy as well, right? That is the power energy. When you get into force, we try to put a square peg in a round hole, right? We try to take, forcing is the things that are not meant for us and trying to force those to be ours. Maybe it's a relationship that is not serving our best, highest, and best energy, and we refuse to let them go, right? We refuse to let them go because, and then we're losing out on the ability, sorry, y'all, of maybe finding the person that is meant for us on the other side of that. Maybe it's letting go of a job that you've done forever. It's not because you love the job, but it's because it's comfortable. Sorry, I got to put some balm on my psoriasis. It is awful right now. And so I do what I got to do. Whatever that may look like to you, right? The force is sometimes forcing yourself to be in situations because you have made excuses, and that wounded human ego keeps you in that situation, keeps you doing that same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result, which, by the way, is the definition of insanity, when you would just stand in your power and let the things happen the way they're supposed to happen. Take the chance. Take notice the stinking thinking. Allow yourself the ability to see yourself already in the win, already with the situation that you're trying, already with the new job, already walking. Maybe you've been with somebody for years and they won't propose, and you want to get married, they don't want to, and it's at that place, right? 2 months after you get rid of them, you can be walking down the aisle with the person you're supposed to be with. You just don't know, right? Because you're trying to force something that is not yours. And you have the choice. You have the choice. I have the choice. Every single one of us watching this video today, either now or in the future, has the choice to decide whether they're going to stand in their power, stand in their love energy, stand in their higher self, the high priestess energy, with discernment and prophecy and vision, and saying, I see it. It is already mine. I know this is mine. Are you going to stand in the wounded human ego and this goblin energy, this fear energy, right? Now I'm going to read both of these cards to you. Good afternoon, everyone. And I'm going to read what both of these cards say to you. And then we're going to move to our crystal card for the day. Because I feel like each and every one of us has our own story with these two cards. And I'll tell you my experience, which is what I've been telling you this morning, but I'm going to guarantee you each and every one of you have your own experience with this, and these words are going to resonate with you. If you want to share your experience right now, the more we share, the sharing is caring. If you want to let us know what you're talking about. But the high priestess says discernment, prescience, prophecy. It's pre-science, but I don't ever say words right, so I don't want to like prescience, a prophecy and vision, intuition, prescient sight, higher knowledge, receptivity, and the ability to work with subtle energies of spirit and the psychic power of the feminine. These are the aspects of the high priestess of Avalon. When the high priestess appears before you, she asks you to trust your intuition and to throw the net of your awareness out into the world around you, pulling in truths that may defy your intellect, rational mind, or what others wish to falsely or superficially portray. Go beyond the ordinary, past the chaos of modern life, and trust your inner vision to guide you on your path. Pay attention to your dreams and keep track of your intuitive hunches. For when the high priestess appears, she asks you to look for the thread of truth in these places. Be discerning in all that you do at this time, for the high priestess reminds you that not all is as it seems to be. However, don't take this world personally. Rise above it and ask for a true vision to see the path ahead. You will be given all the visions you need, and all you need to do is ask the god or goddess and be open to receiving the answers. The high priestess reminds you of the feminine principle of receptivity, gathering power by receiving information and waiting for others to act first. Allow the world to show you its intentions. The goddess blesses you and protects you when you see the high priestess of Avalon on your path. So this is saying that you need to be discerning, you need to hear the truth, you need to decipher the truth and know what it is, right? And pay attention to your visions. I have been seeing angel numbers everywhere. I mean, everywhere. When I do my meditations, the thing that I put in for, I already see it like running and working and all the things. Um, so there's truth in that, right? And now let's go to the goblin and let's read the goblin energy. So take that for what you want, and we're going to go to the goblin, right? The goblin, the wounded human ego. When the goblin appears on your path, your plans are or about to go awry. The goblin wants to lead you astray and whispers the negative spell of fear, anger, resentment, self-righteousness, arrogance, selfishness, greed, gluttony, procrastination, and addiction. When the goblin appears, it's time to stop what you're doing and check your motives. Are you coming from an ego-centered place? Are the circumstances in your life triggering unresolved past issues that still need healing? Now is the time for self evaluation and taking inventory. Before you take another step, the goblin represents the wounded human ego and its influence. Dark or repressed areas of the psyche get triggered, either in you or warning you of a dynamic between you and someone else. Do nothing, stay still, send loving energies to yourself and others, and remember the divine connection in all things. The goblin will disappear and lose power when you focus on love and fairness, right? When you focus on love and fairness. When I focus on my high priestess energy, this will go away. And that's what I said. I was like, no more am I going to stand in fear. No more am I going to have worry. I'm going to notice when those things creep in. And I am going to ask my angels, guides, my helpers, and all that are there to assist me, to help me to hold space and to raise that up to a heart energy and to a more highly vibrational feeling, right? The next best feeling thought. If I'm scared, I'm going to be like, I'm just a little anxious. If I'm a little anxious, I'm going to be just a little excited, because excited and anxious are the same body feelings, just one has a higher vibration, right? All the nerves, I was like, you know what? I'm not nervous. I am excited about this. All of these feelings in my body are not worry. They are absolute joy and excitement for what this next chapter holds for our business, for our community, for all the things that we have going on. I looked at the calendar for the rest of the year and I was like, we can hold that. Can use some extra love and support right now. We will definitely send her some love and support. Um, some opportunities that pass us or show us what's ahead and makes us work harder. Exactly. Good morning, Amanda Giorgetti. We're glad that you're here from Pinellas Park, Florida. Everybody okay in this weather that we got the last couple of days? I know that I just kind of went into it this morning. But I want to encourage each and every one of you. I did not see what's going on with Jenny. I guess I'll find out after I get off here. Um, we will hold lots and lots of love and space for Miss Denny. Um, and I'm going to tell y'all this. If you are storing anger and hate and fear, right, all of this goblin energy, I am going to encourage you, and I'm going to tell you what was going on with me Wednesday. And people don't understand this when I talk about a holistic approach in energy healing and all of this. And I'm not saying this is just in relation to the conversation we're having today. Whatever it applies to, it applies to. Um, I recognize that a lot was, if you're not changing it, you are choosing it, right? The goblin energy, the gluttony, the fear, the anger, the addiction, all of the things, right? I have not been taking care of myself. I've not been resting the way I should. I have not been eating the foods that I should all the time. I have not been doing my spiritual practices the way that I should, and because I've been doing of things, right? I've been too busy. All the stuff that I always say, you got to give yourself time to do. After last week's Sunday sermon card about self-care and taking care of myself, I really took some inventory in that this week, and I am recognizing in the things that are coming out of my journals and the things that are happening personally to me is that disease in our body is from the Latin of dis-ease. And when my body is in dis-ease, you get energy stuck in places. Certain kinds of energies go to certain body parts. Um, I have to clear and flush my body because my kidneys and my liver are having some issues right now. My thyroid, which is in my endocrine system, is having some problems right now. I know that there are things that I can do from a holistic approach when it comes to choosing foods, choosing how much rest I get, choosing how I move my body, choosing what I put into my body, how I treat my body, that's going to make me feel better. If you are out there struggling with depression and anxiety and disease and maybe hypertension and diabetes or fibromyalgia or RA or lupus and all of the list of things that I can give you that so many of us carry in our bodies right now, it is unresolved trauma. Some of it is not even from this lifetime. But as you do the work, your body releases that energy. And I'm telling you right now, that is how energy healing works. When I first came to Carly to get work done, and I'm not doing a commercial for Carly, but I will swear by this. I went to my endocrinologist and my surgeon, my ear, nose, and throat surgeon, and I had just had, so you can't really see because I had a really good surgeon. I had a really, really good plastic surgeon. You can see a little bit right here. I have one lobe of my thyroid currently missing. The left lobe of my thyroid was removed because I had a nodule on it. About a year after that, I went back to the doctor with a lot of the same symptoms. I was choking on something in my throat was huge. I was having sore throats. I was having ear aches. I was having a lot of pain in my chest. And they said, oh, you have a retrosternal thyroid nodule that is growing retrosternally into your chest cavity, and it's the size of a golf ball. We need to go get it measured again. We're going to get it biopsied and measured again, and then we're going to probably have to remove it surgically. At the time, I was in a job that I hated. I was not taking care of my body, and I was working with Carly with Pure Romance. She said, can we do a little energy healing? Can you be receptive to that? Let's try some things. Throat energy is sometimes not using your voice, all these things. Um, she worked with me on this. I had a thyroid candle. I have it back there on my thing still from that. I have not thrown it away. It's that blue thyroid candle that she made me right here that I've had. I mean, it's, when I tell you I have used this candle, when I tell you that, y'all, this candle is about gone. It is about gone. It's a mason jar candle. It still smells delightful. It's got essential oils, crystals, and Reiki magic in it. And I would do meditations with this candle lit while she worked on my throat. I went back to the doctor. It was a month later. We had to go back and get the measurements done and the biopsy done. And he was like, it's so small now. I was having no symptoms. It had basically disappeared. He was like, well, I'm not really concerned about it. He said, we're going to biopsy it because we have to. It came back inconclusive. We did it a bunch of times. And as long as I was getting the energy work on it and speaking my language and using my words, I felt better. This time, I feel like there's something else going on, right? I have not done the work on this part, but we're going to go and do some work on this. That's what we're going to do, is like finding my voice, saying the words I need to say. Um, some things have happened in the last couple of months that I feel like have released some of the energy, and I've seen a improvement. But there's also this problem, right? And I'm going to talk to y'all about this. The reason that I encourage you to stand in that high priestess versus that goblin energy, because that goblin energy is what puts these pieces of trauma and these little pieces of fear all over our bodies. We talk about walking down the path and the tree falls, right? And we step over it and we walk around it. Whenever you do that, that energy gets in your body and it starts wearing down this suit you're in. This is my theory of it, right? This is my theory of how that works. We love you all. Yes, I want you to hear this, okay? So it is important to give yourself grace, to not hold on to anger, and you have to forgive. And the thing that I had to forgive with all of this was I had to forgive myself. And what I found on Wednesday when I sat down and I was going through some of these things with places in my body that were hurting and stomach aches and not, stomach life when you have stomach aches and not being grounded in yourself. And I really go through like everything that hurts. I'm like, okay, there's a spiritual meaning. And I go back through my journal. I'm like, where would this energy be coming from that's causing this chakra system to be able to do my energy work? I have to figure out where it's coming from. And I'm like, okay, here's where this is coming from. How do I resolve this energetic thing so that I can then go in and heal my physical body? Because as long as we can put, that's what medicine, modern medicine, I think is great for. It puts the Band-Aid over the energy, the thing that needs to heal. Doctors can't heal you because they don't understand there's a body and mind connection to things. They can sometimes put a Band-Aid on the physical body and they can make that, go away. They have enough medicine to fix the physical body part. But the thing is that it doesn't always stick because they have not incorporated the mental body, the emotional body, the energy that goes along with the physical body. Now, that's one of the things that I have determined and I have learned in my journey, and why I utilize cannabis in that journey, right? Is because your endocannabinoid system is the mind and body connection. And when that is in homeostasis, it allows you to use that mind power to go in and actually heal the body from a emotional body, mental body, a spiritual way, right? To go in and see that the shoulder pain, right, is my incessant ego feeling like the weight of the world is on my shoulders because it's my responsibility to take care of everybody. That's the thing that I had to figure out, right? As the oldest daughter of a family who is very much a control freak, why do I feel this way? What are my shoulder energy is about weight of the world. Knee energy is about inflexibility. Hip energy, our feet energy about not wanting to move forward. If you find out the reasons, right, you can start working on that from an emotional body, um, spiritual thing, and then allow the physical body to heal itself when you cure that. Sometimes you can get some cream and it numbs your feet. It did not fix the fact that you have an inability to make a move forward, right? You can get some pain salve and rub it on your knees, and it helps your knees not to hurt for a minute, right? But if you're continuing to be inflexible and not willing to make a change in your life, it'll continue to hurt. But if you use the salve to be able to take a second and then to realize you're not hurting, to get close to spirit, you can then figure out how to actually move the energy out of your knees to cause that to be able to heal itself. And that's kind of my okay. So Norma says, positive news. I've kicked my goblin's ass over the past week. I chose to go with my high priestess side and everything went wonderfully well, even with all the surprises and unknowns thrown in. That makes me very happy. Melanie says, sending healing energy, positive vibes, prayers, and love to everyone today. I know so many are in need right now. Always remember you're never alone. There's always someone here for you that will listen, support, and love and be here for you. We are a family and we're here for each other and help and lend a helping hand. I love that, right? And that's the thing is that when you say you're going to hold space for somebody, when I tell you that, that's what I'm holding space for, is that you will take the moment to recognize how to fill that space up yourself, how to get your body into homeostasis, to be able to send love to that, to fill that hole up yourself. And we're going to put that love in that space for you and hold it until you can do it yourself. And so when I tell you I'm holding space or I'm sending love and light, that is what I am doing, is I am imagining whatever place in your body that you're not able to clear trauma, that you're not able to send love to because you have something going on with that space, that your family here at the Grateful Fed sends that love out, that we hold that space around that thing until you are able to delve into it and handle it yourself. But here's the thing. You have to delve into it. You have to handle it yourself. Because no amount of us holding space for you is going to fix it until you are ready to do that work. No amount of anybody holding space for me to get rest is going to get rest until Tammy takes a 5-minute break, then takes a 10-minute break, then takes an 8-hour break, and then takes a freaking vacation, right? Until I do it for myself. You all holding that space and sending me love and letting me know that it can be done, right, helps. But I've got to do that work for myself, just like each and every one of you have a choice every day to wake up and to choose to stand in your power or to try to force things around you to happen because of you're wounded and you're scared and all of those things. When you wake up and you choose joy, when you wake up and you choose to stand in your power, that day is a whole lot different day than when you wake up complaining and mad and out of sorts and things are just not going your way. So I want to ask you to do a little experiment for me this week. And I want you to wake up this week and I want you to take a moment. And when you feel that noticing of the awful, terrible, I'm mad at everybody, this is just not my day, sets in, I want you to stop. I want you to notice and I want you to pivot. I want you to go to say, you know what? I'm not allowing that this week. I'm going to face it till I make it. I'm not saying fake it till you make it. I'm going to face it till I make it. I'm going to say the 4 agreements, right? Heather said we're going back to basics, right? I'm going to assume nothing. No one means to upset me. I'm going to be impeccable with my language, especially the language I speak to myself. I'm not going to tell myself how stupid I am this week. I'm not going to tell myself how fat and ugly I am this week. I'm not going to tell myself all the bad things that the world wants me to believe about myself. I'm going to say to myself, you are kind, you are important, you are cared for, you matter, you are beautiful, and you are divinely created. Just like every single one of you should be saying to yourself, because that is the fucking truth, right? And you're going to wake up this week and you're going to choose happy. You're going to choose not to be in a bad mood. You're going to choose to be kind. You're going to choose all of these better feeling thoughts. And I want you to give me 1 week of that. Please, please, please give me 1 week, 1 day. 1 day is better than nothing. One morning, one time. And I want you to do that. And anything that you do, they say for 27 days becomes a habit. And if I'd give you all a 27-day challenge, just take the month of October. right? We got a week to get ready for it. Let's get prepped up. But let's take the month of October and we're going to choose happy. We're going to choose to smile when we wake up. We're going to choose to give gratitude. We're going to choose to live in that high priestess love energy and to step away from that goblin and wounded self-ego today. And as we do that, I'm going to go ahead and draw our crystal card this morning. I thought it's a good place for us to stop. And it's 111. Look at that. Yes, I love that so very much. We're going to go ahead and draw our crystal card for our journaling this week. We've gotten 3 cards today, but this is going to be our crystal card for the collective. I am going to ask my angels, guides, and helpers to come in. I'm going to ask them to give us the perfect card for the collective group here with our message today that speaks to the people here, that helps them through their journey this week. Whether they're watching this today or they're watching this in the future, when this message finds you, this card is meant for you. We're going to take some deep breaths in through our nose, out through our mouths. I want you to inhale the good. Inhale all the good stuff that comes in with the all of the love and the joy. Exhale all of the anger and scared and fear and all of those things that no longer serve you. The card that just jumped out, I was shuffling and it just flipped over. We got this recently. Is Golden Healer Quartz. Golden Healer Quartz is our card today. It just jumped out. Golden Healer Quartz. Golden Healer Quartz. It's a beautiful stone. I think I put one back here whenever it came out last time. Maybe not. It might be in my other box over there. Golden Healer Quartz. And this is for the collective. Take it easy. Take it easy. You are ready to begin the process towards some form of healing. Think about an aspect of your life that is calling for your attention. Unlock the door in your subconscious mind so you can remember and overcome any experience or feeling you may have blocked out. Allow yourself to acknowledge these emotions and then let your healing journey begin. Remember to take it slow and easy as you uncover the parts of yourself that need healing and as you embrace a better, stronger you on the other side of the door. In which area of your life are you ready to begin your healing journey? What can you do to make yourself comfortable as you open the door to your healing? What are small steps you can take to begin this process? This card is perfect. This is what the message is today, right? I'm going to try to get my camera to refocus. And that's what it's about, right? It's about choosing the higher version of yourself. And to get to that higher version of yourself, those choices you make are those choices that you make to look inward, like recognizing when that hurts, why that hurts, and dealing with why that hurts. Not walking around the tree on the path anymore, right? And so many of us, right? We say when our mess becomes our message, right? And that's what this is about. It's about finding the message in your mess. And writing that message is not, maybe that message, unlike my message, your message may not meant to be go live and tell everybody about your message. But you need to get your message into a journal. That message may be for you. That message may be for your daughter who needs to hear this so that they don't walk through this path that you did. Maybe it's for a granddaughter. Maybe it's for a niece. Maybe it's for a friend. Maybe it's just to help you heal. Maybe it is not all it is meant for is you. But that healing is always meant for you. You deserved to live your life in that healed version. That is power. Standing in your power is standing in your healed version of yourself. Being able to be comfortable in the skin of that person without feeling the anger and the sadness and those lower vibrational feelings, right? In which area of your life are you ready to begin your healing journey? What can you do to make yourself comfortable as you open the door to healing? What are small steps you can take to begin this process? What are those micro moves? Maybe it's just the noticing of, the journaling of, being around like-minded people, right? Crystal affirmation this week. I begin my healing journey. I love that. I begin my healing journey. Today, choose one area of your life that could use an extra dose of healing. Take 5 minutes to tap into the subconscious and freely write about all your feelings. That is our message today. I appreciate you for tuning in, even though it was a little later in the day. I love each and every one of you. We have a lot of stuff on tap. Stay tuned. I'll be sharing all the fun stuff. Um, we are going to be drawing for our consultation winner on Wednesday. I'm going to pull all that for Wednesday. All of you who got your popsicle with your order, be on the lookout for that. It is you have until midnight tonight. Every order over $75, a bonus by weekend. You'll get a free popsicle with your order. We have lots of things on sale this weekend. We're going to be running that stuff down through the week. Once things are gone, they're gone. If you love lemonade, they're back. We'll be back in the shop tomorrow. We are closed tomorrow. We're always closed on Mondays now. We got deliveries and stuff coming in. You can always come by and pick up, but we're not open for business. So if you have an order that you placed online, do not come here looking for something. If you have placed an order online and it's ready to be picked up, you can come by the window and pick up. But we are not actively working in the kitchen. Monday is the day that we reset. We get inventory in. We're prepping for the week. So we will be here tomorrow morning. But on that note, have a wonderful week. I will be back on Wednesday for What's Up Wednesday. As we always end these lives, I want to I want to move this out of the way. I want to thank everyone for coming and watching today. I know it was late. You took time out of your afternoon. Probably football games are getting ready to come on. I know that the Redskins are getting ready to play or the Commanders are getting ready to play, so I got to go home and check that out after the grocery store. I'm making some seafood lasagna tonight for dinner. So I'm excited to eat a little seafood lasagna. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you will continue to lift one another up. I hope that you will continue to find what you're looking for in the Hometown Hippie group. I am asking for us to help grow the group, but I only want your friends that you want to have in the group. So if they're not invited by somebody, if you don't invite them, then I don't approve them. I've got lots of people asking to join, but unless you get to know one to be one. I love each and every one of you. And on that note, we're going to end the live like we always do. If y'all want to put it in the comments, I'll put it down here. A little peace, a little love, and a little feast. And as always, y'all, stay elevated. I love you. Have a good week. I'll see you on Wednesday.